Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tiffany Benson, one part of Team Benson, and today I'm going to let you know how I feel about the Agro Thrive fertilizer. Alright guys, so I have been testing out the two types of Agro Thrive that they have. There is this one, which is the 335, and then there's also this one, which is the all-natural, or the all-purpose one, and this one is the 332. Now they're both certified organic, and just one has more potassium than the other one. So I'm going to show you guys kind of which ones I've been using them on, because I divided them up and used half of it on my just green only vegetables and then the other half on my fruiting vegetables, and then I mixed them up too as well, to where I used one because this one's supposed to be for fruiting and flowering, but I use it on both fruiting and flowering and green vegetables, and then this one is just a general all-purpose one. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of example on how everything is looking. So the first one we're going to talk about is the general all-purpose one, and I have been using that on my collard greens. Actually, this entire bed here I've been using that on, and I see a huge difference when it comes to my collard greens. The lettuce, even the spinach that's not getting a lot of sun, is showing some progress. And then also, even more so, the Swiss chard is showing a lot of progress a lot faster than what it probably would be, because I did put the Swiss chard out when it was a really little baby. And then the kale is bushing up a lot, and then the same thing with this cabbage over here. And I also tried it on this actually entire bed. So I'm seeing some progress in the broccoli, which this is the biggest one out of all of the broccoli. I'm seeing progress in them. The cilantro seems to be doing pretty well too, but this one has really bushed out. And then also this one over here has starting to bush out too, and they both have tomatoes on them. So that was the results for the green Agro Thrive. Now I used it how it was directed in the beginning, and I thought it was a little bit too strong, like it was kind of like mud coming out to water my garden and just layering the top. So I did dilute it by only using 1/4 of this size. So that is something I would say that if you are going to try this one, the instructions said to use the entire bottle. That was too much. I tried it using a half a bottle. I still thought it was a little too much, so I used about 1/4 of a bottle to a gallon of water, and I think that that's a good ratio. Now, the other one I used was this one. Now this one, I thought it was really strong, and I don't, well, I'll show you guys. So I used the yellow Agro Thrive on this bed. Now, I'm not seeing as much growth in the tomato plant as I did in the other ones. I also ended up losing this tomato plant, and I'm starting to see some stuff on the peppers. As you can see, I have a few little peppers in there, but it's not fruiting as fast as my other peppers as well. Now the cabbage is starting to grow, but I think that that's growing pretty much at a regular rate, and I still don't have a lot of progress in the beans. Now, just to compare greens to greens, I did try them on my turnip greens, and they are growing, as you can see, but they're not growing as fast as I thought that they should. And they're also a little yellowed, as you can see on some of these. Now, I would have thought these would have done a lot better, because these are next to my worm bin, and as you can see also, comparing them to the other ones on this side, especially the snow peas that were put in the same exact time, just to use a different fertilizer, they're not as full as I thought that they should be. So here are my closing thoughts. I thought that my garden is doing really well with the fertilizer. I think that moving forward, I'm only going to use this one, and I'm going to buy a bigger one of this one and just continue to use it at a more diluted amount, how I was before. I think using it the way that it's instructed is too much, and I thought that it was too much for my garden. I think with having soil that's really, really healthy and that has a lot going on in my soil already, I feel like this one might have been way too strong, even when I diluted it. And I think that, because it says on here it has the potassium enhancement, and I think that that over amount of potassium kind of did something to my bed, to where it's making it to where it's not fruiting and growing as fast as the other spots. Because theoretically, this side and this side pretty much get around the same amount of sun. So I would think that the tomato plants and the pepper plants would be doing pretty much the exact same way as the tomato plant and the broccoli plants over here. So, but I do like it. I think the growth of my broccoli is extreme. I think my collards are doing a lot better than what they were doing last year with the fertilizer that I was using last year. So I do see a change in my garden. So I think moving forward, I'm going to use this Agro Thrive, the green one, the one that's all-purpose one, and it's the 332, and I'm going to use it at 1/4 of a strength that it's directed. And we're going to continue from there, and I will give you guys an update in about a month. I think I'm going to use it for a solid month and then give you guys an update in a month. But I'm going to go ahead and cover back up my garden because it is getting ready to be a cold one this week. We're going to dip down as low as 37 degrees, I think it was, which is not freezing, but it's still cold enough to where I don't want that to be affecting the growth of my fruiting plants, like my tomatoes and my peppers and my eggplants. So I'm going to make sure I get those covered up, and we're just going to continue to hope that the beans survive. All right, guys, until next time, grow yourselves a garden, because even a small space will provide you with tons of food. Bye, guys.